So I wanted to do a little video going over some different stand options for the ICOM 705. It's kind of the only feature missing from the radio, and I found one that I really like, but I wanted to kind of go over the different options. So the 705, amazing radio, has pretty much every feature you could ever want in a radio, but there's no built-in tilt foot. It just comes with the 4 little pads on the bottom, and ICOM, I guess, wanted you to have it set flat. Doesn't make a lot of sense. There is a tripod mount, a standard 1/4-inch tripod screw, and then there's 4 metric, I believe they're M4 screws as well, which you can mount things to. So when this radio first came out, everybody was buying one of these, a little plastic tripod. And if all you want to do is get the radio up on a desk or something, this is a great option. If you just want it up toward eye level, you just want to look at it, you're running digital all the time, this is a good option. For me, this is way too high. Also, it's not very stable. Even ones like tripods like this one, where you can rotate the base, make the legs splay out even more, and get it a little lower, it's still too high. And again, not very stable. So for me, this wasn't the best option. If you like the idea of that, but you want something more stable, I think this is a great option. I think it's called a Z stand. It's a piece of machined aluminum that folds to different angles and whatnot, and you can tighten all the screws to really make it nice and stiff to hold the radio in place. And it takes the tripod mount as well. It's got rubber pads to protect the radio. It's got rubber feet on the bottom so it won't skid around on a desk or a table. Now you can have this however you want. So as a desktop stand, this is actually, I think, a much better option than the tripod, because you actually have more configurability, and it's heavier, which is good for a desktop stand. It's less likely to move, and it has the rubber feet. Not as good for portable because it's heavier. I think this is an interesting option. For me, maybe for like a wintertime thing where I'm not going portable and I was using this in the shack, this might be my go-to. But yeah, it's a nice option, and they're not that expensive either. These are about $20, $25. The first kind of portable stand that I found is these. I saw these posted on one of the QRP blogs. These are on Thingiverse. I don't have a 3D printer, so I actually ordered these from one of the 3D printing houses. You can buy these. I think I got these for $10, $15 or whatever. And then you just use an M4, I believe it's M4 cap screw, and that way you can put it on by hand. You don't need a screwdriver or anything. So you can just screw these in on the bottom. And this is sort of the good and the bad of this method is you don't have to worry about this coming loose. And if you just want to leave it on here all the time, have at it. The negative of that obviously is that the foot sticks out all the time. It gets it at a really nice angle. It's nice and low and convenient for using the tuning knob, using the buttons, using the screen, stuff like that. They really did a good job. The length of this is exactly right, so the tilt angle sits perfectly on the bevel on the back of the radio. Really well done. The one thing with this, especially on the surface like this, nice smooth table or desk, this thing will want to slide because it's on plastic on both ends. So the right way of dealing with that, you could use a mat underneath, which I did, but then you have to carry the mat around. So I found some small rubber feet that I like the material, but the feet were too thick. But when they make the rubber feet, it's like a rubber sheet they make it out of. So in between the feet, there's leftover material that's the same material. So I cut strips of the rubber like that, and it has this type I used had some good 3M tape on the back. So I stuck that on the back of the radio here, and that gives me a nice not skid, so I can hit buttons and the radio isn't scooting all over the table. But because the foot sticks out, it makes it kind of awkward. So I was looking for something that was an even better option. These feet that have been stuck on the bottom of the radio the whole time here, these are flip out plastic feet, and similar idea to the 3D printed one. You just pop them out, sits them at an angle, makes use of the same grip stops on the back. I can do whatever I want. It's a very similar position, and when I'm not using it, fold it flat. And now, like for the case I'm using, it's kind of a lens case, so it's just a padded tube basically. So now there's no obstruction. I can just slide this right in. I don't have to take off the foot. So for me, this is the best option. And they're not that expensive. I think they're like $10 on Amazon. These are made for laptops to raise the back of it for extra cooling, but they're perfect for this. And they're stuck on with good 3M double-sided foam tape, so these things should never come off. if anything, the plastic will break. But this seems pretty good quality. What's nice with this too is, as you saw here, it doesn't obstruct the other options. So I can have these on and still use one of the other bases if I wanted to. So this is kind of the double benefit of, you can use this for portable and then maybe use the Z stand for in the shack. Your mileage may vary what you prefer, but this is my favorite. Enjoy your 705.